And for an energy source, you could make the spacecraft out of a frictional material that while the spacecraft is traveling, the friction of the traveling, there's got to be something that's happening when it's traveling that could generate energy, or have a gravitational energy like a crank or something, but within the spacecraft that could be rotating or whatever and generating energy that could power the engine or life support or whatever is needed. And while it's traveling, it could be generating the energy. So when you need to use the engine again, that you would be able to have that energy to power your engine, and you have your life support. And you got to be able to slow it down. So you would need either the engineering of something that it can travel at that speed, or something like like planet Earth has gravity and stuff, and how things have friction and movement and stuff like that, and how it can go fast or slow down, and figuring that out in outer space, though, figuring out how that could possibly work on a spaceship and engineer that of an engine of space propulsion. If you have an engine, or if you're using lasers, or you do like a NASCAR or something that has a parachute that comes out and then slows the car. There's all kinds of different engineering that could be done, but you need an energy that you should be able to, while you're traveling, that should be conducting that energy, and being able to use that energy, and being able to store that energy in the spacecraft to be able to use it for your engine and life support, and figuring out how to get lasers, or an engine that is connected that uses its own lasers to propel the spacecraft, and then also having an opposite to then slow the spacecraft, and being able to maneuver the spacecraft. But you need the engineering, obviously, with the speed of the traveling, that you could then be able to travel, or if you need to slow the spacecraft to then maneuver, and then use the engine or whatever, lasers or whatever you're engineering, to then speed the craft for traveling again. And then you also need to have drones or something that go out ahead of the spacecraft, like I said, and be able to a 360 degree, that those can travel ahead or whatever, where you're traveling, to then detect any asteroids or space dust or anything like that that you will be traveling, so that you're not running into that stuff, you know, space probes or drones or whatever you want to call those things, But you're going to need to do that also. So, when you're traveling, you're not running into that stuff. Correct. Okay, goodbye.